It's nothing personal. I pray that women aren't annihilated like they are on course to be. God, Christ. Help us, please. I like people's roles. People's roles online. I really appreciate it. When people have roles, and that's just the way it is. That's okay. Who deserves to be drugged? Who deserves to be associated with some shooting situation? I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know. Kino, what's up? Yo! How you doing? Who needs to be associated, even if there was a manifesto allegedly with, I don't know, whatever, Moid, whatever bullshit these people talk. They got the sundresses on. They're having orgasms. It's unbelievable. Don't even get me... I'm just saying. It's easy to get a lot of heat, especially if you're a woman. I get it. I'll say it. I don't care. Who the hell in their right mind wants to have women in politics or anything like that? You're sitting down, you're talking to them. I mean, does anyone here actually want that? Whatever. You know what I mean? So right out of the gates, like, nah. You know, I don't know, man. Like, this is different. I don't want to get into it too much. No one deserves guilt by association. Even if they say some things that are, I don't know. Listen to me. Listen to me. When times were more normal than they were now, if something happened in your life or online, you couldn't handle it, you either dealt with it or you killed yourself. There was no in between. Now that there's the gray area and there's 50 shades of gray and there's that ambiguity, now they don't make millstones anymore. I wonder why. We enjoy the discourse and the shit posting, I guess, if I want to modernize my vernacular. That's okay, I don't mind. I can't think of any examples that's done any good, though, if you want me to be honest with you. Other than just discourse for the sake of sundresses and fucking skin. You guys ever wear a skin dress before? Sometimes people wear skin dresses and then they complain about Skin King being summoned. I'm just going to be all over the place for a bit. Be careful how you waste your time. Be careful how you waste your time. Be careful what you do with your time. Because one day, there will be graduation. Are you guys crazy? There's crazy people in here tonight. Oh, God, I don't want to bring up examples and click things. I'm just all over the place. Like, I'm just sort of pinball man still. Is anybody familiar with the posters who complain about being sexualized while having skin busting out of skin dresses? This is why I say nothing. It's nothing personal. I pray that women aren't annihilated like they are on course to be. God, Christ. Help us, please. But I say, if someone walks in with the boys and we're talking about topics like being replaced or being warred upon, no one better be walking in a skin dress with fucking tits bouncing out when your name's Tits. Excuse me, Tits? You're going to have to abide by our dress code. Tits is trying to get in. If she's not dressed right, Tits, that's your name. That's right. I just named you. And it sticks. Come back wearing something different, and you're still going to get fucking thrown out because we don't want to hear your fucking opinion on any things we're talking about. And it's nothing personal, Tits. It's just the way we fucking roll now. You don't like it? Get stuffed. You don't like it? Get stuffed. You want to be in the big leagues? Oh my gosh. Don't we all love the big leagues? Well, the big leagues are different if you grew up, well, I guess if you're an old man. The big leagues are a bit different. But I'll tell you, Tits, it's not the same game anymore. Don't come back here. I mean, if we got volleyball game or we got a wet T-shirt contest coming up in the summer, we can put your name in. But politics? No offense, but no offense, but write a book about it. Are you kidding me? You guys don't understand. You don't have to deal with this shit. You can't deal with it in a bad way, though. When your name's Tits, your opinion don't count. You get it? That's just the way it is. If I was in charge, oh my God. Thank God I'm not in charge. I judge myself by how I would be if I were in charge. That's my most advanced judgment of myself. Thank God that I'm not in charge. But it simply means you have a little bit to learn, perhaps. Or I don't know where I'm going with that, but I'm just saying. Who am I to judge? I'm not anyone to judge. I'll speak with authority, though. I don't mind that. I'm not afraid to do that. You think I'm afraid? I'm not. So, anyway, a sphere of intellect. The coffee houses in the 18th century or whatever. Oh, my goodness, those times must have been the good times. Those are the Jonathan Swift days, you know? The coffee houses. People weren't into the drinking. They were into caffeine and the writing. Oh, those are good times. Now it's freaking tits busting out of dresses. Writing books and books about how you're not an object. That's not true. You are. Oh, whoa. I thought everyone knew. Life's raw, isn't it? Hey, life's not only raw for us. It's also raw for you, Miss Tits. Life's not only raw for the boys, it's also raw for you, madam. Don't forget that, or you're going to end up, well, it's dangerous. The world's, it's so, it shouldn't be like this. I know that this life itself is our punishment. That's all. Let that be a little bit of peace when it's time to go. You've done already, at the point of death, most of your sentence. Anyway, it's just a way to look at it, that's all. Unless it's like reboot, and this is a video game. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? What can you say? So, hey. Stinking up the room again. Wearing that outfit, miss? Sorry, you're not coming in. These guys were talking about things that matters. We don't need you stinking up the room wearing that. Don't give a shit who you are. Don't give a shit how many cocks point in your direction when you walk into a room. Doesn't matter to us. Doesn't matter to us. So silly. The times are so silly, aren't they? My goodness. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, everybody. We try our best and we pray against the will of Satan itself. The annihilation of all childbearing women. It's a really dark, sad thing that I don't want to go into too much. It's really sad. They don't even know it. Not even going to want to get into that either. They'll walk right into their own chamber there. If they're wearing a sundress and they got their boobs out, they'll walk right into the gas chamber. I'm not trying to be that guy. What I mean is this is the reality of the world you live in. It is just the way it is. I'm sorry. It's not even a joke. I'm just saying this is the way instincts can be overridden or reprogrammed. It's just the way it is. It's just no more time for mincing words anymore. There's no time for that anymore. Okay? Yeah, I try to keep that in mind. It's a powerful concept. I spit it out there a minute ago, but it was hard to, just because it's a struggle. Years ago. If you should be afraid of evil or the bad guys winning, and there is no fear because they have already lost, and the Lord wins already. If the Lord wins in the end, then the war is already won. But it's such a hard concept when you're ground and smashed and diddled into a paste in the material realm. Reduced to circuitry. Toiling your whole life. Burning off your original sin. Burning off just being related to the original sinners your whole damn life. It's enough to make you go crazy. It's enough to make you shake your fist at the sky. It's enough to make you fly to Saturn. And you know what? If you know me, you know what? Whoa. Mucoid. Where else do you go with that? It requires no addendum. Say whatever. Say what you know is true. Keno, yeah, the Christmas season, isn't it something else? Oh, it's... I'm rebuilding. I'm building a set. 5 megabytes up, that's good enough. I don't know if we need to cap that whole void discussion. Because I'm trying not to. Yeah, it's just the way it is. The way I say it's the way. What did I say? The way. God damn. How can I remember what I even said a second ago? Surely someone must know. So there's that. A lot of good stuff in the news. I don't even want to look at any. I don't want to scroll through things. See some bodies or something. I don't even want to do it. I've already had enough. Whatever's happening in Germany. I'm sure there's a lot of conspiracy you could say about it. Swing on. I guess we'll just remember that for a second. The big two. Of course, women are in the big three. They make it the big three because they're marked for annihilation. They may not know it. They may vote for having it at all. They might vote for it to begin with. That's okay. But it is happening. It's always part of the big two or big three. What else is there to say about it but that? Look at the message. There's no safety. You guys get the message. I don't want to rave about it too much. No safety if you're white or you're or you're Christian. Those just, or a woman. Those things are marked for death in this world. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. That's the message. What's this guy going to get 4 days and nothing? What's he going to just get deported? Does he even exist? Like, you know what I mean? What's the message? You see all the hijinks in the courts. You see it, allegedly, at least in the news, all of these heinous crimes and guys getting freaking 4 years, getting nothing, getting released. Like this. Nah, it was a sexual emergency. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense in a system where they want you dead. Yeah, well, you guys get it by now. I don't have to be the one to freaking repeat that stuff. I really don't have to be. Ochi, what's up? I really don't. I'm just putting it in perspective, the objective, the strategy of it. Or the target of it, which says it all. The opposite. Excuse me. The opposite is going to oppose you. You get what I mean? At least let's say with the big two, the opposite of those two is what is going to make you marked for death target. That's how you find out what's happening. You know what I'm saying? It's just, this stuff is worth... I just don't want people to keep wasting their time. Gosh, I relate to this hard. I've been sexualized since puberty because I have a large chest. It's not anyone's business. Dude, it's so good hearing stuff, and you're fixing your boobs in a picture. You're taking a picture. Your skin is being recorded. It's so good. I mean, I've been raving about this for, I guess, the whole night. It's just, I find it so good. These people are paid to waste their lives and waste time. You're not. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Don't waste your time with the temple people. Oh, well, again, the Karen memes. Since day one. We've all known that the Karen meme was to bully women into being subjected to torture and a drastic reduction in quality of life, and then to be made fun for it and even killed for it. That's cool. Whatever. No big deal, right? Nah, it's probably sexism in the workplace or something like that. I don't know. What are you going to get? You're going to get some BS? I'm just telling you what's happening. This stuff equals murders. That's fine. Good. Well, not really. That was a rhetorical good. Ever since day one, we knew. Beware of making fun of people for demanding things that seem racist or whatever. I don't know how it was framed. I will just say that. Just capping that one off. Just hiding it. Oh, just dealing with chaos. I guess I'll just leave it at that. Anyone watch Yellowstone? Not a chance I could watch that show. I did see it when I was at a bar. Sometimes you have to break things up. It all connects. Everything is designed that you are subjected to, or that you consume on TV or the cinema, like everything. Everything I was watching, I was at a bar. I was like, I'm going to watch some game shows on TV or something cool. And I'm in there, and it's Yellowstone. You know, the stupid ass meme that I've been seeing. White Fang or White Wolf. You know what I mean? White Fang, right? Or the guy from No Way Out, Gene Hackman and Sean Young and John Paxton, right? That's another one. Kevin Costner. The Bodyguard. Remember, watch this? Of course. Anyway, I was like, oh, man. These things I avoid like an AIDS dick, honestly. I see that thing, and it looks like Mario Land. And I'm like, I don't ever want to watch this show. But I'm sitting there at the bar, and I'm like, I'm watching. And there's this kid that was kidnapped, and they're getting a raid going, killing people, looking for this kid. He's out on a farm somewhere. They're shooting people and all this stuff. I don't know. They're just doing a raid. It's cowboys. They're all wearing suits. So he's got a drink in his hand. You have a fucking dog. That was the best line from the season. Yellowstone, Kevin Costner. It was an odd question that he asked Pocahontas. Some guy was getting his fill. Some guy, I don't know if he was married to her, but there was sort of a Pocahontas character in the script for him. He was getting his fill with her. Let me put it that way. So they're doing the raid, and they're all cowboys, and there's one lady on the show. I don't know if she's blonde or something, but she's always dressed, and her face is always battered in, like she's had her ass beat her whole life. This isn't from the Joker. This is from Yellowstone. And her face is battered. It's like she got, I mean, for as long as I've known her in the whole show, her face got bruises on it. And she's always chasing dick. You know what I mean? She's always looking for something freaking gets, well, anyway. They're doing the raid on this guy's compound. They're shooting people. Guy has cowboy hats on. He's got a drink in his hand. It's elegance. He's got expensive boots on. He's got a suit on. They're at a funeral or something. I don't know. But they get into the compound. They're looking for the kid. And there's apparently Nazis of some variety. When's the last? Dude, I got a secret for you. Come here. Anyone else listen? I was like, you want to meet a real Nazi? You better have a time machine. I was like, well, how the hell are you meeting bona fide Nazis if you don't have a damn time machine, Willis? So there's, I guess, time traveling Nazis from a bygone era that reintegrated into our society. I don't know, one of the guy's sons or something. I don't know, but all I saw were flags of don't tread on me. Remember the flag? Remember the coiled serpent? Does that sound familiar? There was "Don't Tread on Me," Benjamin Franklin's original concept for the American flag, allegedly. Everywhere, and this guy sitting down Indian style. It's like he's freaking like an Indian. It's like he's about ready to do tantric sex with Jim Carrey, to be honest with you. So I guess this guy knew where the kid was being held, where the child, and his his shirt says something about Second Amendment rights, like a rifle and Second Amendment, come get him or something. I have a patch like that. Athena got me a bunch of them, and I got one of the patches that one of the shooters did a few months ago. So looking at it when I saw the pictures, but anyway, I got one of the gun ones, and I'm like, oh, here we go. This guy is he's Second Amendment. He's don't tread on me. You don't like to get screwed with. You want to be left alone, or if you like to enjoy your rights, I guess, as a sovereign. If you want to talk about it that way, I guess you're a time traveling Nazi. What's a damn Nazi you're gonna find these days? What's he 150? What's he 375 years old by now? When did it even happen? That war, freaking 400 years ago? I don't even. Who knows? A space museum, like in DS9. Remember that museum? Woo! That was a heavy episode. So anyway, this guy with the Second Amendment shirt on, he's a skinhead, of course. He's what you call a Nazi. He's a Nazi in 2024. They're still Nazis. He's 150 years old. What the fuck? So they're asking this guy where the kid is. You'll never guess what he does. He pulls out a gun. He blows his brains out in front of the whole room. I'm like, oh my god. Immediately, I look at him like, so that's the messaging, I guess. I mean, how am I? I will have to get someone else in here, Jay or Owen. We'll have to get someone else in here to diagnose the messaging of that scene. But it felt a bit weighted with coding, perhaps politically. That's my gut reaction I got to it. It was so stupid. Yeah. This guy out in the woods with Pocahontas. This shit was crazy. They had, now, this show didn't skip. Now, let me put it this way. This show didn't skip. It had inside cam and it had x-ray cam for when, you know what I mean? This show didn't skip. This show did not go halfway. You don't go, Chundon, you don't go halfway. So that was impressive about the show. And that woman's face was always bruised. I'm impressed by that. There's always a brown drink in Kevin's hand. I can go for that. Not enough smoking, honestly. Not enough smoking. I didn't like it. Yeah, it was, well, that's my opinion. That's my review of Yellowstone. There's a lot of Pocahontas sex in it. A lot of her walking around underwear on in the house, looking submissive. Like the Land O'Lakes days. Remember them days before they took Ben off the box? And everyone's favorite aunt off the box. Remember those days? Oh my goodness. Breedable. Yeah, people, when she walked in the room, guys were thinking about breeding with her. They're thinking about x-ray cam. It's so stupid. You get everything for even before you were born. The shows were like that. Even before you were born, the situation I just explained right now, you call it what you want. You call it by whatever fever you wish to call it. It's been around since day one. There's always a sort of a breeding program happening in all the shows. So anyway, I was impressed by that. And who else? Yeah, I mean, that's my review of the show. Bug-filled sex out in the grass and the leaves and the woods. Peace pipes, rain dance, teepees, war drums. Crazy, man. All sorts of innuendo. All sorts of innuendo. Every single shot with the clothes and the booties, everything. I mean, but I guess that's just regular cinema. That's regular filmmaking. But it's just interesting when you see a new show. Joker 2 looks good. I like that line. So, uh, so silly. Yeah, I just don't ever want to see it again. I don't ever want to see it again. I just don't ever want to see it again, ever. Kevin Costner, unless he's saying, watch this. Hey, watch this. Unless he's saying that. Unless he's with Gene Hackman, Fred Thompson, or, yeah, right? Something like that. He was in there too. Bill Paxton. Maybe not even Bill Paxton. Maybe the other guy. I don't know. I'm getting some confused. Sean Young, Gene Hackman. No Way Out. Pretty interesting. Unless it's that, dude. Kevin. Most people have never put on. Think of this. Think of the statistics. Most people have never sat down and put on and enjoyed The Bodyguard. Yo, Caesar, what's up? Well, anyway, as long as they got inside cam and they got x-ray cam, then I'll put my stamp on it. But if not, I just think it doesn't go far enough. If you're going to go, you don't go halfway. You know what that woman said to Chundone once he drove his point home? Oh, boy, Chundone, you don't go halfway. Ah. Well, be careful what you let inside of your head. Unless it's got the right cams, it could do some serious damage. And that was the episode I told you about. There's some like skinheads that kidnapped some guy, some kid, and they had like all "Don't Tread on Me" flags everywhere and Second Amendment rights shirts and shit like that. I was like, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh my God, what happens? Yellowstone. I'm like, Kevin Costner's Jewish. I'm like, what happens? This white supremacists. I'm like, these guys, this is the Second Amendment. This can't be any good if there's people like this that like that stuff and don't tread on me. Like, I've seen that. Oh, people like that are doing stuff like this, and they kidnapped this kid and they cornered him, and the guy like was laughing, and then like straight up shot himself in front of everybody. I was like, I'm looking around at the bar. I'm like, what are we watching? I'd rather look up and see right in the middle of Straw Dogs. I can't even do a reenactment to that. That's so vile. I'd rather look up to that. Again, I will say, it's about the message. It's about the message of it. It's the message of it. Surely you guys must get it by now. I guess that's white people, and that's people that like guns, and that's people that don't like to be screwed with by the government. I guess they're kidnapping terrorists, suicidal maniacs. That's the message. That message might not affect you, but normal people, it does. Or else they wouldn't do it. That's how it works. You get it? Get it. I couldn't imagine watching that show. It was so... I mean, it was very... It was very shit. I maybe watched probably, like 40% of a whole episode or something like that over the course of a week or whatever the hell. And it was thick, 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 thick. And I'm not really smart enough to articulate these observations or these like feelings of it. Like I don't really know how to describe it. But the show is super, super thick. Thick with mannerisms, thick with props, whether they be tits or like a drink. It's whiskey. It's whiskey. I got home. I got a freaking cowboy hat on. I got Brokeback Mountain. The guy's fucking me. I get home after I get a tie on. There's $1 million or 20, 80, 400, whatever in the estate. I don't know. I'm just giving you the feel of this because the show is so like rat ass. It was so rat ass. I appreciate the dynamics of a family, the dynamics of a business, the dynamics of, you know, whatever action they have, land or cars, or like I appreciate the dynamics, but everything is so queerified, pussified, etc., 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 etc. Brokeback Mountain. It's just everything was like that doesn't do it any justice at all. But they're for real. It's just so, I don't know how to describe it. I told you I couldn't. I can't. It had everything. It had Pocahontas. Nutty Pocahontas. It had Miss Boobs. Always had a black eye. Every single time I saw an episode, she had her freaking brains bashed in. She had boobs. She always was freaking bouncing around. I think the guy from Lost was in that. I saw a guy from Lost. He was practically jerking off in the scene. He was like fishing or something, and she was an object herself. Be honest with you. She wasn't dressed as an object. That's all. I'm sorry. That's life. You dress like an object, you are an object. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. Ooh. Anyway, he was practically jerking off to completion. You know what I mean? And he was eyeballing her, and they started talking or something, and she was sassing him or something. I don't know. And then he freaking he shot her in the freaking brain and blew his brains out. I don't know what happened. But then there's Pocahontas Indian stuff, or whatever you want to call them. And I don't know, didn't the show end? Didn't the guy that wrote it kill himself in public after the show ended? Like, that's what I read about it. I was like, wow, I better see this show. Because he's a net negative to mankind. Oh, that's raw. Probably an AI that wrote it. Just a loser that takes credit for it, probably. Probably an AI. What do you think about that, buckos? Probably an AI that wrote it, not the loser that takes credit for writing that smut. Replacement smut, that's what it is. Who was here before the Pocahontas? Huh, bucko? Huh? Yo, bucko. Whatever molested loser that wrote Yellowstone. Yo, bucko. Hey, bucko, when did you get molested? And also, who was here before Pocahontas, bucko? Oh, yo. Oh, you live for nothing? You're a net negative to mankind? Oh, you're going to hell? Oh, that's your life? Yo, loser. That's how I feel about shows now. What do you think about that? That's how I feel about Yellowstone. Where's Kevin come from? What's his early life? They should have named Yellowstone Early Life, starring Kevin Costner. That's all. It's the way it is. It's been that way for years. I seen a man get killed because he was gay. I just walked the other way. I'm trying to transition. Books for women. You guys remember my answer, right? King, warrior, magician, lover. Oh, man. Robert Moore and fucking Dan Gillette or something like that. Robert Moore. I think he... Right? Look, I don't even remember anything ever. But there's the man that wrote that book, or the first author in the book, he was doing lots of work on how men were being annihilated and the divine masculine, divine feminine, how women were being warred against archetypically and in every which way. He was doing lectures and everything. He wrote that book, King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. Robert Moore handed up murder-suicide. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I still stand by that, King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. Women are easily fooled into blaming men for what ails them. And that's okay. If you're in the divine order, you're in the Bible, you're at the head of the... I get that. It's not like I'm complaining, but I just... Leave death to the professionals. That's all. Death's at the end of everything. That's all.